Okay, hello everybody. How are you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, staying and practicing social distancing. Today we're going to be making fluffy pancakes. I have the recipe attached to the bottom of this video. And the first thing I did was I've gone through and I've measured out all of my ingredients. This is a practice that chefs will use. It's a French term, mise en place. And it's a good way to keep yourself organized and make sure you're as efficient as possible in the kitchen. Go through, measure everything out that you can. And if you can put it into bowls like this, that's awesome. That way you're just picking up and dropping into a bowl, and you're going to be moving a lot quicker than, oh, I need to run and grab my salt. I need to run and grab my baking soda, my baking powder. So I've gone through and I've measured out 3/4 cup of milk and 2 tablespoons of vinegar. And that first step in the recipe where it says to combine the milk and the vinegar, I've already done that. And the reason we're doing this is it's to make a soured milk or like a buttermilk. And that soured milk is going to be really important to work with our baking soda and baking powder to create a chemical reaction to help those pancakes rise. Think about like a bread dough where you have yeast that's going to help your bread rise. The acid, the vinegar in that soured milk is going to help us with working with the baking soda and the baking powder to make sure that our pancakes rise through chemical reactions. I measured out 1 cup of flour. I measured out 2 tablespoons of sugar. I measured out my baking powder and my baking soda. My salt, I had my egg, I had my melted butter. So again, the first thing I did was a couple minutes ago, I washed my hands. I went through and I soured my milk by combining the 3/4 cup of milk with the 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Now what I'm going to do is, in my smaller blue bowl, okay, I'm going to go through and I'm going to add my flour, my sugar, my baking soda and my baking powder, and my salt. I'm going to do all that, and I'm going to just take my spatula real fast. I want to mix that up to combine all those dry ingredients. Make sure there's no pockets of baking soda or baking powder or sugar or salt in one area. Now, the second part of step 2 in the recipe is to whisk together the eggs and the butter and the soured milk. So I'm going to take that in my purple bowl, okay? I'm going to add the soured milk, the butter, and I've cracked my egg. I'll break that up first. Add that in. And mix that all together. After we mix that up, the directions have us gradually adding our dry ingredients, okay? Our flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. We're going to gradually add them into the liquid a little bit at a time, and we're going to mix that together. We want to make sure we don't have any lumps. And again, we don't want to overmix our pancake batter. And if you were to ask any of my bake shop students, we don't want to overmix that because we don't want to develop gluten strands. Again, we want fluffy pancakes that we can cut through, okay? We don't really want to have the texture of a pizza dough or a sandwich bread for our pancakes. So we're going to go through, we're going to gradually add a little bit of our dry ingredients at a time. I'm going to grab my spatula and I'm going to start to stir that in. Dry ingredients. ingredients. Stir it in. Okay, that looks good. You can kind of see we have our batter stirred in. No lumps. So we're going to set that off to the side and get our griddle preheated. Okay, so now I have my griddle preheated. I've been preheating my griddle to 350 degrees. I have some of my batter poured into a liquid measuring cup so that way I can easily pour it out. I have my spatula. But before we start cooking the pancakes, let's talk about some ways that we can flavor our pancakes. Okay, a lot of people might think, oh, chocolate chip pancakes, blueberry pancakes, banana pancakes. I've done all of those. Okay, all fantastic choices. Some people will go through and mix their blueberries and their chocolate chips into their batter so that way they're pouring the chocolate chips and the blueberries out with their pancakes. Personally, I like to go through, pour my pancake batter, and then drop my chocolate chips in, or drop my blueberries in, drop my bananas in, so there's really a full coverage within my pancakes, so I don't have all my chocolate chips over here, and over here I don't have as much chocolate chips. Some other pancake varieties that I've made before that have turned out pretty good. I use butterscotch chips that I might have had in my cabinet. I've used chocolate chips, or a mixture of chocolate chips and peanut butter chips. A couple times I've gone through and I've taken a couple scoops of peanut butter and I melt that down in the microwave. Go through, put that into a glass dish, put it in for 10 seconds at a time and pull it out, mix it up, put it back in until it's liquidy. You can mix that into your batter as well. You can also go, like I'm doing today, I'm just doing traditional pancakes. So however you choose to flavor your pancakes, that's totally up to you. So my griddle is preheated, so I'm going to go through. I'm going to get about 2-3 pancakes on at a time. Okay, I'm going to keep my pancakes about medium size. Remember, your batter is going to continue to spread out. And what we're doing is we're waiting for those pancakes to cook. Okay, as the pancakes are cooking, you're going to start to see that there's little bubbles coming up to the top. Okay, that's that chemical reaction we talked about with the baking powder, baking soda, and the vinegar in the soured milk. Okay, or if you have buttermilk at home, use buttermilk. I don't think many people traditionally keep a lot of buttermilk on hand, so that's why we went with the recipe where we were using the vinegar to mix in with the milk. Okay, so we're looking for those pancakes to have those bubbles coming up. Okay, when you see that there's a lot of bubbles popping at the top of your pancakes, that's when it's time to take a quick peek underneath, make sure it's golden brown, and flip. Okay, you don't want to be peeking too soon. Okay, if you're looking at the pancakes and picking them up and down and everything, they're not going to be cooking quick enough, and it's going to take a lot longer. So I'm going to take a quick peek at this one, my first one. Okay. I'm just going to flip that. Those look perfect. Now, flipping foods like pancakes, foods and stuff in the foods lab, I've had a number of students who are very timid. Okay, you don't want to be timid. Okay, be confident in yourself. If you do get batter all over the place, you get batter all over the place. You wipe it up, clean it up, and move on. But if you're going to, we don't want to be, should I turn this? Should I turn this? Nope, just pick it up, get it flipped. So we'll give these pancakes a minute on the opposite side. Golden brown, perfect. So I'm going to go there, there. I'll set these pancakes off to the side. I'll get my next 3 going. Again, what we're doing is we're watching for these pancakes to have these little bubbles coming up to the top, and we want to see them coming up and popping. Okay, we're going to take a quick peek at these. That one looks good. We're going to flip that. Go through. And that one. And that one. And there you have it, everybody. Some delicious, fresh, from scratch, fluffy buttermilk pancakes to share with your family for breakfast. Enjoy and eat up. Stay safe.